Hey guys, 73 degrees in here, 84 outside, humidity's good. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. Got my little girl with me today. She's over there watching cartoons, you can see. I'm gonna take a break from the epoxy stuff here for a little bit. Get back on some of the fabrication stuff. And I don't know, have you guys kind of tell me what you think about the fish eyes and all that kind of stuff. And I've got a call into Barry, made a video for him you guys probably saw, and showing him my whole setup, and he's the expert on all this stuff, and it's actually his epoxy that I'm using. So but from what I can see so far, it looks like it's a contaminant inside here, inside the shop. I'm really pushing towards the lift there. I do have a cover for it, for this setup here. That right there is the reservoir. I just never have put it on because I was going to beat all the dents out of it and then just paint it with, you know, rattle can primer or whatever. But basically that fits up over that whole deal and will seal that off. So that might be a good start right there to do that. That might keep some of it down, and then I could probably just put some plastic over that area, because that's where I'm thinking that's probably coming out of. It runs up through those lines. Those lines are not leaking. The cylinders themselves, as far as I know, are not leaking. Best I can tell. But you can hear that draining stuff back into it, and so there's possibility that maybe there's a little vent on top of that that's allowing, you know, the pressure to release and causing it to come out. So maybe if I put this back on, that'll help. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna take a break from that for a little bit and get back on this. So I'm getting ready to weld this on. Got it all fitted up, and got all the epoxy scratched off in the areas where I'm going to weld. This is galvanized, so I put these little, you can see I just ground the paint down where when the quarter panel goes on there, I'll be able to weld to this fresh metal and not that galvanized, because welding the galvanized sucks, as most of you know. And so yeah, I'm going to get that put on. Then I'm going to fit the quarter panel back up on there, and see what you know, kind of just mull it over for a minute, see if there's anything I'm forgetting. And then I may just start welding that on. Welding something I can do with her in here. She won't get, you know, the banging loud noises, which she doesn't like, so I can do some of that today. And I'll bring you back when I get a little bit more done. See ya. Hey guys, I got the trunk gutter welded in. You can see I welded it there. Welded it there. Welded it there, and then I put a pretty good tack right there and ground it down. That's where it was welded before. Of course, once I get this panel on, this whole thing will be welded to the actual quarter panel. So yeah, that turned out fine. Fairly easy to weld, except for right down in here. It's hard to get to. And Tom, I know you're going nanny boo boo right now, because you told me to get that spot welder that gets down in there. But I'll probably wait to do that till I get to that side, since I've already drilled all, I've already popped all these holes, so I'm gonna have to plug weld them anyway. So anyway, yeah, good penetration. I don't even know, probably couldn't see because that light's gonna be too light on the back side, but maybe that'll come in. But yeah, it came through pretty good. So yeah, sorry. All right, so anyway, not a lot of progress there, but got it welded on, and so now I'm ready to put the quarter panel on for the final time, which I'm pretty pumped about that. So again, I'm going to kick back for a second and make sure I'm not overlooking anything before I start welding this bad boy on, and I'll bring you back when it gets a little more progress. See you then. Hey guys, I want to show you this. I laugh at how lucky I get sometimes. I'm welding on this and sparks are flying, and yeah, this is the seat I'm sitting on, the roller chair, and there's my balls. And so yeah, I about burned my balls there, didn't realize it. I just looked down and saw that and I was like, wow, I got lucky. So yeah, be aware when you're welding around fabrics that that could happen. So like I said, I laugh now, but if it had caught my balls on fire, I wouldn't have been laughing. So, alright, hey guys. See you guys in a little bit. Had to modify this brace right here just a little bit, cut a little piece out of that because it was hitting the center edge right here. So, it was keeping it from sucking up good and tight like it needed to. So, more than likely, when I put the bracket back in, I put it just a little bit too low, and it just was touching. So I went ahead and modified this a little bit just to make sure it fit. And so yeah, that's what I've been kind of doing. You can see I put a little bit of self-etch primer right here on this edge to make sure there's no raw metal there. Hopefully that'll fit. I've had that thing back on and off 3 times more since just messing with it today. Just tweaking little stuff like this. So. Anyway, yeah, that's the little stuff that'll eat you up time-wise. So, anyway, yeah, not a big deal. Went ahead and sprayed more black on that after I cut. Like I said, it was just a little tiny piece. Matter of fact, no, that ain't it. Right here. I just cut that little tiny piece off there. No biggie. So, yeah, just little stuff like that. It was fitment issues, but I got to get it fitting just like it was because I know it fit. Perfect at one time. So all the holes are lining back up. All these little holes here are all lining back up good. Just couldn't. The only part that wasn't fitting was that, and it's because that brace kept hitting. So that's what I'm working on. Right, I'll bring it back. There it is. Got all these gaps in pretty tight. I'll probably pull this back out just a little bit from the inside just to get it lined up nice and perfect. Everything in here is lining up good. This channel, I may have to tweak this a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to measure that again and make sure it's in the right spot, but otherwise I may have to kind of bump it out a little bit. But everything else is fitting good. I got that piece inside there taken care of to where everything fits up nice this way. You can see, maybe you can see the body lines. I come down on it are nice and crisp. Got all my screws in, and oh look, the Sam clamp. Appreciate that, Sam. You're gonna see that a lot, buddy. So yeah, got all these back in, and so there it is. It's time to start welding. So pretty excited about that. Glad to get that bad boy on there, and can't shut the door really, or I'd show you. The gaps aren't. I'm gonna have to split this seam here probably and pop that in to get those door gaps lined up just right. Oh yeah, something super important. These here, these gaps I had previously marked. Great idea. As you can see there, inch and an eighth, and then as it comes up, I'm gonna have to push this in a little bit more here. But I put these clamps up here and pull that in to 1 3/16 inches. You can see there. But yeah, when I'm pulling this area here in, because this area right in here is still just a tad big, but it flexes in pretty good. So I'm going to squeeze it in when I'm welding these holes and get that to where it lines up good. So yeah, everything's looking pretty good. So about time to start putting some tacks in there. I'll probably just put 5 or 10 tacks just in case, and then come back and, you know, once I once I'm able to close the door and fit it up good and make sure everything's, you know, jiving right, there's pretty much just one way this is going on, you know. So all my screws lined up to where I had it before, so I can't complain. This here was in a lot because I had pulled this loose, and so it relaxed and went in, so I actually had to squeeze that back out to get that nice and flush. And so yeah, like I said, the only part I'm not happy with right now is just this little guy right there. And once I get all this, you know, tacked in and everything, I can come in from behind, get me you know, punch or something and kind of pop down on that and line it up, and then I'll put some tacks right there on this little edge to keep it that way for good, because you can just barely tell, but it kind of goes up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, whatever. So yeah, that little guy there I gotta fix, and then this here I'm gonna measure out, make sure it's exactly like I said before. Measuring this stuff out is I feel like pretty important. That's the old one, and you can see there I got 51 inches as I would have it in here like that. 51 inches, then 50.5, so on and so forth. So if I come across to where I was before, right there on that edge, and come over, you can see right to the edge of that is 51 inches, and then right here in the center of this one, and that one was 50.5. So that needs to come in, that needs to come out quite a bit more. I think I went to the center of that, which really makes me kind of happy, because that's right now about 50 1/4, it looks like. So I need to come out another 1/4 inch, which is good because that gap's too big there. And if I'm thinking right, I came to the center of that one. I've got another 1/4 inch that I need to come out there. So I'm going to take me a spoon. Since I've got all that welded in, I'll take my body spoon, wherever it is, and that way I distribute the blows here, and it doesn't just bend in. If you take a hammer and just hit that, it's just going to bend it in. So I'll take that body spoon and just kind of work that down and get that nice and lined up to where it's exactly 51 inches, 50.5 inches, and then 49 3/4, I think, down here. So anyway, no, fit 49 5/8. So anyway, that's where I'm at, doing some little fine adjustments, get that hooked up, and then I'm going to start putting some tack welds there, or some plug welds I should say. And yeah, finally, holy crap, it's been a lot of work. But yeah, you can see the quality the car is going to be when I'm done with it. I'll do this to the whole, all the way around the car, so you know, it'll be as good as new, if not maybe better than what they did from the factory, especially with that SPI epoxy on the inside here, because they didn't use stuff like that as far as I know. That stuff's awesome. So anyway, I think I figured out, I was going to tell you, I think Barry from SPI called me, or actually texted me, and I sent him pictures, I sent him a video, and you've seen I uploaded that. Anyway, he got in touch with me, and he seems to think that that's possibly the problem. So I'm going to cover that up, mask it off, let my shop blow out, you know, real good, and I may clean the floor and do some other stuff before I start priming again. And I'll do another test panel, and that way I don't spray it on this panel and have some fisheye problems. But I'll take this out once I'm done and probably clean it with soap and water real good before I start, you know, running over it with 180 to scuff that black EDP primer. Then I'll spray that epoxy over top of that, and then from there I can do my body work over that, and then I can start doing my high build over that. So gotta have a good foundation. I would like to see a show quality paint job on this. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm going to do my best. I'm not a professional body man by any means. I haven't been doing it for 40 years like a lot of guys have, but you know, I picked up the basics and I feel pretty good about my skills. So you know, once I start and then blocking, man, you got to block it right. And if you block it out right and get all your gaps lined up and get it you know, flat, get the panel smooth, and there's nothing should stop you. You know, you get a good painter to come in and finish off your body work, and body work makes the paint job, and you guys know that. Man, you can have the best painter in the world, and if you got crappy body work, it's going to look horrible. You know, when I worked at the shop, the body guys didn't get enough credit, I didn't think, because we did all the body work, and the paint jobs would come out amazing. And of course, everybody's high-fiving the painter and said, "Hey, you're the awesome, you're the bomb, you're whatever." You know, that's great, but if I'd have done shitty body work, he'd have looked like a, you know, and not so hot. So, yeah, it's definitely the body, man, that make the car. You know, of course, obviously a shitty paint job is going to look, you know, bad, but you can have a mediocre paint job, I think, on a badass straight car, and you know, it's going to look pretty good. So, and perfect example was my car, my Camaro. I don't know if I ever showed you guys. I'm sure you've seen the hood, but I'll come out here. I set it out here because I was rearranging stuff. But man, I had so many people tell me I was crazy for starting to break into that, because I don't know if you can tell because of the sun, but it's beautiful, red and black. But like I said, once I started working at the body shop, I started looking, and this is single stage enamel, and it's orange peeled up. There's fish eyes everywhere. I mean, it's just horrible. It's just a horrible paint job. So yeah, I mean, you probably won't be able to see that, but it's just dimpled everywhere. And so yeah, to the average person that looks amazing, but to somebody who's got a trained eye, that's complete crap. So anyway, hopefully I can make that car in there look like my dream car, although it's not mine. But he's going to paint it, have it painted charcoal gray or silver with black stripes, so it's going to look pretty badass. And we'll find somebody to paint it. I hope my buddy will paint it. He's been painting for about 20 years, and he's really good at what he does. But he doesn't like to do whole cars. He does collision stuff, and that's where he makes his money. And he's balking pretty bad at doing a whole car, which I get. You know, I mean, he just doesn't make any money off of a full paint job. But but yeah, that silver charcoal gray color has to be laid on right. You know, all the metallics need to lay right. They can get mottled. They can tiger stripe. I mean, you can really screw a metallic paint job up if you're not careful. So I won't be painting it. Not for my, you know, if it was red or if it's black or if it's just a solid color, yeah, I might give it a shot. Yeah, probably not with a metallic color, at least not yet. And I've had a lot of people go, "Oh, it's no big deal." Well, whatever. I've done a lot of work, and will have done a lot of work to this by the time I'm done, and I'm not going to take a chance of me tiger striping it up and having to strip it back down or whatever. That's not going to happen. So I'll leave that to the people who've been doing it for a long time. But yeah, this part of it, you know, I enjoy this. I feel pretty good about my skills on the fabrication part of it and the welding part of it and all that. So, and panel alignment and all that. And so yeah, once we get into the body work and sanding, we'll see how that goes. But all right, guys, I'll holler at you when I start welding this panel back on and give you a little bit more update. See ya. Remeasuring this, I beat this in some. You can see there, 51-ish to the center of that. I could probably come out a little bit more, but it's pretty good. 50.5 right there. I could probably hit that a couple more times and get it right out there where it needs to be. And then down here is 49 and 5/8, which you can see there. It's pretty much centered on 5/8 in the middle of that channel. Now this channel here is a little smaller. The lip of that. You can see the difference there. That's quite a bit wider, so I'm thinking I could come out a little bit more to come to the center of that. So I may pound this out a little bit more, which makes it work out to where you're looking down the channel here. It'll make it pretty even until you get right up here. So I need to come out just a little bit more with that. And then here it's real fat. I mean, they left you a lot of channel on there, which on the original one, it's not. It's pretty skinny right through there. So I'll probably end up taking a little Dremel wheel and going ahead and grinding that down to where it looks factory. Like this one here. You can see that one there is pretty thin compared to how much they give you over here. It's pretty fat. So, but anyway, yeah, that's all welded in, and just pounding this out real good. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I haven't really started welding anything. A buddy of mine came over. We were chatting a little bit, and so yeah, said I might throw a couple tacks on it just to get it held in place, but may not go crazy with it today. May come back, probably because I work tomorrow, I may come back Sunday and get it all welded up tight and good. And oh look, the SAM clamp. And so, yep, there it is. Oh, one more thing I found, and I know I'm being nitpicky, but I think it's, to me, it's the little details that count. I was looking at this up here, and as I came down, right in there, it's not quite, this is a little higher, it's not quite lined up like it should be. Notice over there, it's not really, and that's the factory, it's not really lined up like it should be either. So I'm not sure if I'll live with that. There's a bumper. The bumper comes around here and covers that, so I'm not too awful worried. But right here, you can kind of see a body line here, and it's not exactly perfectly lined up there either. And I don't know if the bumper comes up there, and I can't go up any higher. So if I was to actually do anything, I would probably have to split this and maybe try to make it come up, you know, a little bit. But like I said, I don't know if it's worth even going through all that trouble. But I don't know, we'll see. I may have him bring me the bumper and put the bumper on and see where it lines up. I think it does come underneath here, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, if it comes up and covers that, then it wouldn't be a big deal. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Like I said, I'll probably end the video tonight on that, and pretty happy with the progress I got, especially having my little girl out here. I wasn't able to do, well, actually I probably did as much as I would if she wasn't out here, but anyway, so yep, there we are, and that's the last time I'm taking that sucker off there. Well, I hope, knock on wood. But all right, I'll talk to you guys later, and have a good one. See you.